Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, a Denver police chase with a suspect ends with an overturned SUV and 2 officers in the hospital.
One of the wildest things I've seen in a while.
We're hearing from neighbors who had a front row seat to this chaotic scene.
It's a new phase in the search for a Broncos owner. In-person visits. We're breaking down who's in the running to take over the team.
Slot, shot, blocked away, another shot, score!
Yeah, Cale Makar off the rebound is the overtime hero as the Avs overcome a stingy Predator defense to take a 2-0 lead in their playoff series. Took 50 shots to net 2, but they got it done.
Yeah.
And now they're headed back to Nashville with the series lead.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Happy Friday morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Yes, it is Friday, and we're getting ready for a bit of a warm-up this weekend. Lisa Hidalgo is here with a look. We'll stay pretty nice through Mother's Day, Lisa.
It will, yeah, and even into the first of next week. Really no big changes on the Super 7 Day. I'll be showing you that here in just a few minutes. Right now, though, as you step out the door, upper 40s to low 50s. It's incredibly mild out there this morning. You're going to find winds coming in at around 10 to 15 miles per hour, and it's going to be a west-southwesterly wind that's going to push us well into the upper 70s and low 80s. We've got Denver at right around 80 degrees this afternoon. Erie, 81. Evergreen, up and through the foothills, 70. Estes Park, you're at 65. So along the entire Front Range, it's going to be pretty warm, and the winds will be fairly light today. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover, so expect a mix of sun and clouds, partly sunny skies this afternoon, and then it looks like tomorrow the winds will pick up a bit more. We'll take a closer look at that, plus more rain and snow for the mountains this weekend. I'll show you the timing of it coming up.
And it looks nice and dry on I-70 right now, not seeing any problems there. It looks pretty good also anywhere around most of Metro Denver, including down here at C470, Santa Fe. That's all wide open, looking great for us. We do have a couple of trouble spots. We'll start out to the west side of town where we have a couple lanes blocked on the westbound side of I-70 going up Lookout Mountain. Take a look from the camera there, and you can see that we have this crash still being cleaned up, so just one lane is open. At times when there's a couple of semis stacked up, you'll see a bit more of a traffic jam, but it really isn't that long lasting now because traffic is so light. The rest of C470, 225 looks okay, but the other trouble spot is going to be a closure here of 56th Avenue between Uvalde and Potomac, basically Peoria to Chambers. You're running down to Maxwell and using Crown to get around it, or 51st. That's for a fatal crash that happened early this morning, so Denver police will still be investigating that for some time.
Well, some startling video this morning. A Denver police SUV flipped upside down, and now 2 officers are in the hospital after chasing a suspect through a neighborhood.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us from where it happened. And Veronica, there are some questions about that police pursuit.
There are, and I took a look at the DPD operational manual. It says nothing forbids officers from engaging in one of these pursuits in the neighborhood, but they should consider the nature of the area before they do. You can see it behind me. There are lots of homes in this area. There's even a deaf child sign throughout this neighborhood as well. The families here, they were worried about what happened here yesterday, and as you can probably imagine, they rushed to get inside their homes as fast as they could.
They were going at least 100 miles an hour, at least. We just took our kids inside and made them stay inside.
It was pretty fast, but it all happened right when they came over those dips. You could hear all the cars hit the bump, so they were going fast because you could hear that when they bottomed out. But then in that 100-foot stretch there between that and the alleyway, everything just came to kind of a weird slow motion halt.
The chase that landed this police cruiser upside down started because of a shooting that happened just after 5:30 yesterday around southwest Denver. Police say the 2 officers investigating that shooting, they saw the suspect's car, they started chasing it, but as they tried to stop the car, the cruiser somehow ended up rolling over in this area, and police, they were able to take that suspect into custody. As for those 2 officers, police say they do expect them to be okay. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Wow, thank you, Veronica. The former Loveland police officer who violently arrested a 73-year-old woman with dementia was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Austin Hopp pleaded guilty to 1 count of felony assault. In addition to prison time, he'll serve 3 years of parole and is not allowed to work as a police officer. Hopp and Officer Daria Jalali stopped Garner in 2020 after she walked out of a Walmart without paying for $13 worth of items. A lawsuit filed after the arrest claimed they refused to provide Garner with medical attention. Jalali also faces multiple charges in the case. She pleaded not guilty in March. Her next court date is set for next month. In a statement after Hopp's sentencing, interim Loveland Police Chief Eric Stewart said his department is grateful for the DA's pursuit of this case, adding, while this will not change the terrible treatment Ms. Garner experienced, we hope this sentence can bring some measure of justice to her and her family. La Alma Lincoln Park in Denver is back open. Park officials closed it for a week because of recent violence, including a 63-year-old man killed while trying to break up a fight. The city of Denver says for now the plan is for the park to stay open as long as it's safe.
Yeah. The U.S. Senate is expected to vote on a bill next week that would make abortion legal across the country, but it likely won't pass. The vote will mostly be symbolic since Democrats don't have the 60 votes needed to beat a filibuster in the Senate. The bill comes after a draft opinion was leaked to Politico indicating the U.S. Supreme Court could overturn abortion rights set forth by Roe v. Wade. A new proposal back here in Weld County might challenge Colorado's abortion law, the Reproductive Health Equity Act. Weld County Commissioner Lori Sane introduced a resolution that would establish the county as the state's first human life sanctuary. Colorado Public Radio reports her measure challenges how the law bans local governments from using zoning or building codes to restrict abortion providers. Discussion of the resolution was punted to a future meeting, though. Denver-based data broker says it will stop selling information on visits to abortion clinics, including Planned Parenthood facilities. The data gathered by SafeGraph showed where people traveled to a clinic based on their census block. The announcement comes after a report from Vice about how easy it is to access that information. Colorado abortion providers expect more people to travel to our state for abortions if Roe is overturned.
5:06 now. You are taking a live look at Mile High Stadium and Power Field at Mile High Stadium as the Broncos get ready for the upcoming season. They're also making moves in the front office. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us live. And Jessica, the search for an owner is entering a new stage today.
That's right, and those who made it to round two better be ready to spend some cash. The Broncos could go for more than $4 billion. The sale was announced back in February. Financial and legal advisors have been vetting groups who are interested in buying the franchise. There are 5 groups in the second round. They're visiting the city for a few days, touring the Broncos facility in Inglewood, and getting a look at Empower Field at Mile High. They're also meeting with senior management officials, and they're getting the big picture from bankers and lawyers. Our Troy Rank has Walmart heir Rob Walton as the front runner right now. He's worth $70 billion. Billionaire businessman Josh Harris is also reportedly in the running, with NBA legend Magic Johnson in his ownership group. If you're wondering about Peyton Manning, he hasn't been connected to any prospective Broncos ownership group as of now. John Elway, though, has publicly expressed interest in being a part of a Broncos ownership group. Now, this purchase could break records. So earlier I said that the Broncos could sell for more than $4 billion. Well, right now, currently, the Panthers hold the NFL record. They sold for about $2.3 billion back in 2018. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Yeah, we're tossing around the name Walmart Stadium in here. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Jessica. The Avs are holding on to the lead in the NHL playoff series. 8 minutes and 31 seconds into overtime, Cale Makar got the Avs the goal they needed to break the tie, beating the Predators 2-1 in Game 2. The team faced a tougher Nashville defense this time around.
For us, it's just keep working. We felt like we were on them the whole third period, and eventually, most of the time, the hockey gods are going to reward you for that hard work. And for us, we were able to get a lucky win in overtime. But no, it's an exciting game when it's like that for us, and we just have to make sure that we can continue that every game.
The Avs are on the road to Nashville for Game 3. The puck drops tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. our time. Lisa.
I was sleeping through the wind, but I'll tell you what, I heard it, that's for sure. There was a lot of screaming going on in the house. We've got temperatures that'll be near about 80 degrees this afternoon. It's going to be the warmest day of the week, and it gets even warmer tomorrow, close to 90 down to the southeast. Now, fire danger will be higher here. We'll talk more about that. I'll show you when the winds are going to pick up coming up.
And right now, the overall drive doesn't look too bad. And if you hear about a crash coming through Castle Pines, the crash is all long gone. And this is the northbound side. The taillights heading just after Castle Pines Parkway, heading for the Denver Tech Center. The southbounders towards Castle Rock right now, also moving at top speed. So we do have a couple of trouble spots, one over there in Montbello, the other one out to the west. We'll look at both of them coming up in just a minute.
If you're itching to travel, United Airlines is offering more international options starting today, the destination where it is expanding its flights. Plus.
I'm John Matteries. Have you started researching summer camps yet? You may be surprised. Things have changed since pre-pandemic. Important information for all parents coming up.